Amir Cohen purchased license rights Jerusalem. October 6 Israel is marking 50th anniversary of 1973 war that brought country to brink of catastrophic defeat. But wartime unity that helped it survive appears a distant memory for a generation increasingly at odds with country heritage. The war caught Israeli forces off guard with a surprise attack by Syrian tank units and Egyptian brigades on two fronts at beginning of Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, holiest day in Jewish calendar. Completely unprepared with many soldiers on leave, Israeli army initially yielded before regaining initiative and pushing back its enemies in a series of decisive encounters in northern Golan Heights, southern Sinai Desert. There was a terrible fear, but believed that we would overcome it eventually. Had to do it, said Uzi Zwebner, 69, who was sent into battle against Egyptians at the beginning of war as a newly trained tank commander. Wounded. The 50th anniversary saw numerous newspaper editorials, television documentaries and broadcasts criticizing then Prime Minister Golda Meir and her government for their lack of preparation. Many Israeli leaders, including conservative Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Labour Prime Minister Ehud Barak, fought in the war at a young age, and their experiences helped solidify Israel's resolve to do whatever they believed was necessary to protect its security from external enemies. However, an environment where polarization and internal dynamics Israeli society increases, any sense of unity is gradually eroded. This was most clearly evident this year's toxic battle over Netanyahu's plans to overhaul powers judiciary. The issue has exposed deep divisions between its nationalist religious supporters. The more liberal, secular segments of Israeli society raised important questions about Israel's constitutional foundation's future direction. Hundreds thousands people have taken to streets in weekly protests against changes which government says are needed to rein in overly powerful liberal judges who are encroaching on politics, but which critics see as an attack on democratic foundation's country Israel. Many reservists among protesters said they would refuse to participate in the mission, prompting warnings from military agencies that country's security was potentially at risk. The ability to manage conflict is one of the signs of healthy society. But conflict that results deepening polarization and division in Israeli society is dangerous. Chief Staff General Herzi Halevi said recent speech, the month commemorating the 1973 war. He saved the existence of Israel, although war itself created an immediate sense of national unity. Many Israelis felt profound shock that the country was left defenseless and struggling to survive as Syrian and Egyptian tanks poured onto battlefield. A few years after 1967 war, which Israeli forces defeated their Arab neighbors in less than a week. Palestinians capture areas now seeking statehood. High cost of